Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Keith Meals with On Time Construction Consulting. So we're here at one of our projects. This is a project in Winter Park where we had done a major renovation. So really, literally ripped out all the walls inside the house, and now putting it all back together. So drywall guys are here working right now. As you can see, one of the things they do, and this is something that a lot of homeowners don't quite understand. Whenever they're going in and doing drywall, you see the scraps. So they're laying around like this. So this is pieces that they've cut off. They leave it here because they're going to use a bunch of small pieces throughout the house. So for things like the end of this wall right here, so you see how there's a small piece on the end of this, they'll use these scraps that are laying around to go ahead and cut out additional pieces that they need to go ahead and finish those out before they put on the corner bead. So that's why they leave it laying around. If they threw them all away, you'd use a ton of board. So is what you'd end up using, which would be a waste of money for the average homeowner. But as they're going through, like in this case, they actually tack it up is what they do. So you see a few screws and nails in here right now to tack it up. They're gonna come back through later because like on this board here, so you've got a whole truss right there, so it's got nothing on it. They go ahead and tack it up and then they come back later and screw everything off. So by code, so they've got screw requirements, so for spacing, and they come back and hit that all at once. Right now the main goal is to get everything up in the air, get everything hung, come back, screw it off, and then put all the corner bead on, is what they end up doing. But as you see, there's some different things, and this is probably one of the messiest procedures as you go through the house for the drywall. Definitely the messiest on the finish side as everything's done. I think we talked about in one of an earlier video how we've got everything marked out on the floors. As you can see right here, so the drywall guys, they hung the bottom boards today, and they make circles on the wall where they need to go ahead and cut out outlets or mud rings for the low volt. They know to come back and catch those. There's another one over there. So now we do have a ceiling recessed can that's noted right there underneath the dust. And they did miss that one on the ceiling. And that's one of the reasons why we put those markings down there. They can come back and hit all those pieces. So I want to make sure everything's taken care of. It saves us a whole bunch of time and headache later on. So they'll catch those pieces. But yeah, they started hanging all the bedrooms. And one of the other things you'll see them do, so whenever they do this, is they hang over top, like this is the window right here. So this is the bottom boards they put in. So they literally leave it hanging over, and then they come back with a rotor zip tool and literally run right down the edge there, right across the bottom. So and then right up the side to cut it out like they've got it cut out for the top portion of the window. That's how they go ahead and take care of all of these. So they get it all ready. So same thing for all these small pieces. They like to do those typically at the end. So all these doors, we write wrap on the door. So that's for the drywall guys. So the denotation of the size of the doors that are going here. So those are actually for the trim guys, or actually for the trim supplier. So whenever they come out, so they know what's actually going in the location. That was what they end up doing. But you'll see we write wrap on all that. It makes it real simple for the drywall guys, because the difference is this is a bifold door or bypass door. Was bypass, but changed it to bifold. And then these are your pre-hung doors here. The pre-hung doors have a jamb, which means a piece of wood that goes across this space right here and covers that. So they don't need to go ahead and put drywall over top of that because it would be covered anyways. So they don't. All right. Multiple little things. Some little things when you get inside of bathrooms and things. What this is our standard 1/2 inch drywall on here. And then you get over to the side over here. This is where our tub is. And we use Drywall, which is a cement board. So it stands up to water if anything happens to get behind it. We do a multi-step system to even prevent that from happening. But we do use a cement board because it won't deteriorate if water does get behind there. And that's one of the things. But what you need to have is, you see the stud right here. So that extra stud is what we call a nailer. Well, you're gonna have a piece where the drywall stops there and the Drywall picks up. So as it goes over top of the tub. So the same thing happens on this side. So you always want to make sure they've got something to screw off to, because if not, then it ends up being a weak point there. And it could end up cracking essentially the tile. So is what it could, or if it was a little further out, you'd crack a drywall seam, is what you would do, and it would always be a point that would be weak and would be something that you'd be taking care of cosmetically, and that's the last thing that you want. So whenever you go ahead and have a home done, so especially whenever it's a new one like this, so that's been renovated. So you see they start to go ahead and stack stuff up as they start to clean up rooms, as they hang everything, so they start to get everything cleaned up. So the funny thing is they've got, like, our dumpsters right outside right now. There's tons of space in that dumpster. And it's always the biggest challenge because we try to keep them as empty as you possibly can before the drywall guys get here. If you don't, they'll literally have these piles all through the house on the last day when they're finishing up. They walk out and throw everything away, and your dumpster goes from nothing in it to completely full in a matter of minutes. So that is what ends up happening. So if you don't have an empty dumpster, you're gonna have a pile of drywall either sitting in your garage or sitting outside. So neither one of those really work well. Not what we're looking for. So we make sure we've got an empty dumpster when we get started. Say hi, Paige.
Hi.
So if we caught her again, so it's like whenever we do our videos, it's always we're find Paige. So like where's Waldo, it's where's Paige. So they're hanging the garage ceiling out here right now. So you can see the guys up on stilts. So while they're doing that, it makes it easier for them. Right now they're working around the garage door brackets while they're hanging this, and they'll put the brackets back up. So one of the challenges when you're doing renovations, you still need to have operating garage doors. So all of our insulation and our wall between the garage and the house. So is what we've got there. So all of it's R13 batted insulation that we put on that, and then there'll be 5/8 inch drywall, so which is a fire rated drywall for the outside. So that's kind of what we've got going on in this project right now. So kind of some of the steps that go on when we're doing drywall. So look forward to the next video. So we'll shoot that out. If you haven't liked the page yet, make sure you go to On Time Home Reminders. So both on Facebook, and then on Instagram, and on YouTube. And then we'll also be adding, coming soon, so TikTok. So watch for those, because then Paige gets to be a star on TikTok. She's really excited about that, you can tell. We're gonna be doing more of those too, to get you more information out, so in a more comical way. So watch for those. Talk to you soon.